Hi, welcome to Learning Spark. My name's Jenny. Today we're going to be talking some more about expressive language. Expressive language is the ability to use language to communicate. As you're evaluating your child, I want you to ask the following questions. Can your child use comments, questions, and explanations in their speech? And also, can your child use the proper conventions when they're speaking? In order to develop these skills, I would recommend that you, number one, talk with your child. And the best way to talk with your child is talking about things that they're interested in. And also just encouraging them to use the proper context, use the proper conventions, use the proper language, and modeling for them what that will look like. For example, if you were asking your child, you could say, "What's your favorite color?" And they might say, "Blue." And that would be the end of it. This is not a very good way to encourage your child to talk about things because you're not really getting much detail and they aren't required to use any sort of sentence structure to respond. So you're going to want to ask questions that require that they use their sentence structure to respond. So let's try that little example again. So, what's your favorite color? Blue. Okay, well, can you walk over to your teddy bear over there? And can you tell them what you just told me about? And hopefully at this point your child does that. They walk over to their teddy bear and they say, "Teddy, I just told mommy that my favorite color is blue." So it's very simple, but what that forces them to do is it forces them to answer the question using a little more language. Granted, they're not coming up with a fully sequenced response. Their language is not perfect when they're responding to you. However, it's really awesome that you can see how much they know just by asking them to teach someone else. So that is one strategy that I use to figure out if, my child or any of my students might know what they know about comments and explanations and questions and how they can express themselves using language. So encouraging your child to teach another child or a toy is a great way to encourage them to develop their expressive language and their language patterns. The best way to encourage students to have proper conventions is just using mild corrections. Mild corrections are extremely helpful in conversation with little ones and just fixing small little slip-ups, little mistakes here and there. So for example, I had a student, and we'll just say her name's Katie, even though it's not, but we'll pretend. So we'll say her name's Katie. She was in kindergarten, and she was definitely amazing at using the word her. For example, she would say, "Her told me I could go to recess. Her told me I was her best friend." Now, she didn't quite realize what she was doing. She needed to be saying the word she, but she would always use her instead. Her did this, her did that. That was what we were hearing all day long. And so in order to help her, I used mild correction. So when she would say, "Her said I could go to recess early," I would say, "She said you could do what? What did she say?" And sometimes it would work, and Katie would respond and say, "She said I could go to recess early." And other times she would repeat herself and say, "Her said," and then say what she wanted to say. And so it kind of became a little bit of a game. And so every time that I caught her saying the improper pronoun for the sentence, I would just make it into a game. So she would say, "Her said I could go to recess early." And I said, "Oh my goodness, she said what?" And as you can imagine, the first time I did that, she was a little surprised because it wasn't a normal reaction. And when you break these normal monotonous routines of language with your children and you talk to them in different ways, sometimes that really gets them excited and gets them engaged and they want to actually change the way that they're talking. So I did that a couple of times and I got a lot of funny looks from a lot of different people, including some of my, coworkers. But hey, by the end of the school year, we did not have Katie saying the word her instead of she anymore. She was able to accurately say she and the pronouns I that she needed to do. She was able to express herself so much better just because of that simple little trick. So turning it into a game with mild corrections and making it kind of funny or kind of silly, that really engages children. So I would definitely recommend doing that with your young kiddos. Now, why does all of this matter as we're preparing our children for kindergarten? Why does this make a difference? That's because of Speaking and Listening Kindergarten Standard number 6. That standard says that children need to be able to speak audibly to express their thoughts, feelings, and ideas. So they are expected to do all three of those things: express their thoughts, feelings, and ideas. And it's not just expressing them and moving on, it's actually speaking audibly to express them. So it's really important that they have good conventions, that they're able to speak with those, and also that they're able to talk to you in full sentences with good language and sentence structure. Thanks for watching my episode today. I hope it was helpful and sparks your learning. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Learning Spark. Don't forget to turn on notifications to get the latest updates. Thanks again for watching, and see you soon.